Okay, day 3 of kicking people's asses in chess until I'm properly rated. We're gonna try to get to 2,000 still. We get to play white again like we love to do, always. Never have once complained about that. Gonna do a nice Queen's Gambit type shit. Ooh, maybe he'll play b5 and do a very common mistake that people do. He's thinking about it. Oh shit. Okay, so basically we want him to play c6 with the pawn. Yes. And now we take it, and now we move our queen to f3, and his rook is trapped. So he's gonna lose a piece. This is a great trick for the Queen's Gambit. There's plenty of tricks like this. I can't say them off the top of my head, but once you go down the lines, you figure it out. So we're up a piece already, which is pretty nice. I don't mind this. So there, you got to be careful in this kind of thing because there are plenty of ways of getting your queen trapped, and I'm always really nervous about fucking this up. So I'll just put my queen back on f3. I'm gonna move kind of quickly because we're higher rated than this guy, and also we are up plenty of material. So yep. Now we're just gonna play this game completely normally. I could a little bit of a prophylactic move, put my queen on g3, give some room for my knight, and also stop him from developing his bishop on d6. And if he puts his knight on h5, I don't know. So I'm just going to completely undevelop my queen. Look, so I've definitely fucked this up. I only actually know the trap. I don't really know the best moves after the trap. So, yeah. Well, I can tell you this guy's not playing very good. He's just starting to trade off pieces. We might want to not keep these pawns together because then he'd have a passed pawn, and we don't want that. But if he wants to keep trading pieces, we definitely do want that. So we could develop this piece, we could develop this piece. I don't think it's very smart to move our queen for the 4th time in the game or whatever, so let's just develop a knight. And let's just develop a bishop. Okay, let's attack. Wait, hold on. We attack his bishop. He takes the pawn on g2. I think we should just castle first, and then attack his bishop. Okay. Nice and simple. I don't know what we're accomplishing. We're just kind of winning. I don't really, Okay, so there's no trapping the knight, I don't think. There actually might be. Okay, he just does that. So, give me that. And that's totally fine. Let's put some pressure on this pawn and the square on h7. Just, it's not a very, it doesn't seem very clever to keep the queen on the back rank and not let the rook see each other, but I've said before that sometimes you just gotta play the opponent and not necessarily correctly. So let's just throw in the checkmate, see if he totally misses it because I gave him a free pawn. There's no attacking the knight either. He can only defend this. He can't, get a tempo on me. Yeah, and that's checkmate. There we go. Good game. That was very fast, actually. That was, less than 5 minutes, so I guess we'll try another one. Okay. Sicilian defense. This is just a basic structure. It's a little bit different because he didn't push to d4, he instead went to d3, so he's probably just, depending on how he plays, he might have lost a tempo because, eventually he's just going to want to play, d4 at some point. So I'm just going to do like kind of standard Sicilian developing shit. One of the things that happens in the Sicilian is you want to let the person push to e5. There is a pawn sacrifice in some lines, but I always just move the knight back because that's the computer move in some lines. But he didn't push the pawn to attack my knight, so it's irrelevant. But I see another thing with the Sicilian is if you can go d5, that's pretty much how you become equal in the Sicilian. Like, everything in the Sicilian leads up to you being able to push d5. And I didn't even notice that I actually couldn't push d5 because he could do that. And he's going to win my pawn, but then I win his pawn, and it's just a messy position. It's not something that I'd prefer. Okay, so he has 2 pieces defending that pawn. We have 3 pieces attacking it. So this is a no-brainer. Okay. We don't want to give up our nice bishop pretty much ever. Unless, there's a tactic that you see. Because once that dark square bishop goes away, the square on g7 is pretty weak. So this is a very common thing anytime there's a fianchettoed bishop on the king side. You develop the queen behind the bishop so you can push your bishop to h6 and try to trade off your opponent's good bishop. In this position, I see a tempo, so I'm just going to play that. Okay. He's attacking a pawn, which I, obviously overlooked, but it's kind of fine, I just want to see if there's any bad tricks after that. I don't think so. I could defend the pawn, let him do that, and just get development. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I think this move has some merit, maybe, because I'm focusing on developing my pieces and I'm not getting too worked up on moving the same pieces more than once. So that move kind of, it accomplishes pressure, but it doesn't really do anything for him. Like, I don't have any threats right now, but I'm going to just develop my pieces. And again, my opponent could do bishop h6 at any time. So we could just send our bishop to die, but that doesn't really accomplish anything, not that I see. Okay. Let's just take a step back and notice our opponent's weak squares. We have, actually, I think this looks fine. Let's go here. We're attacking the pawn on g4, but we're also looking to, put the queen on the b file maybe at some point, and then take the pawn on b2. But the opponent just instead goes for a pawn push, attacking the hook. Seems fine to me. We could take the pawn, then the opponent has, a bunch of pressure, which is not ideal. But we have an opportunity to trade a bunch of pieces after winning this pawn, so I'm going to go for it. I don't think I see anything like crazy that I'm missing. My opponent now can't castle on either side. So usually you want to take towards the center, but I mean taking here threatens his bishop, and I don't know. It looks kind of nice. Then the bishop, he moves the bishop back, and then yeah, we take the knight and we win a pawn. I think this is a nice little tactic, unless I'm missing something. Let's see. Yeah, so now we can just take this and win a pawn. And it's also winning a pawn with check, too, so my opponent's never going to be able to castle this game. And it's even worse because I'm winning his rook. That's a fork. Thank God I noticed this, right? Thank God it's not like the first fucking video I made where I didn't notice anything. This guy should just resign now. The game is over. I could put him in check with my bishop. Sure, why not? Okay. I'll just win the rook now. Thank you. And he has a queen check, but I think rook f7 is going to solve that problem. Oh, he actually goes to take the pawn instead. That has got to be a big mistake. I think I see why. Because if we go check here, then he has to put the king behind the queen. And then I win his queen. Because the square is on c4. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine too. Whatever. So yeah, we're up, what, 12 points of material. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Oh, goodbye. Okay, that was a quick episode, but, 2 games is enough. So, 12:05, goodbye.